Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to show you how I put in my tape and extensions, which for those of you that don't know what tape extensions are, they're extensions that have this like weft and there's tape, double-sided tape. So you peel this off and then it's sticky, obviously. So what you do is you take a comb, you take a comb like this, and you would peel the tape and stick this part just on the edge, and then you part your hair, which you'll see in the video, and you lay this flat right up on your part, and then you would press it down, and I kind of press it like, you know, with my finger or like this, and then I comb through it to make sure that there's no like little knots or bubbles or any bubbles. And then you put a thin piece of hair over it, and then you take the other piece, do the same thing, and stick it on top of it. So they end up sticking like this, and then there's a thin piece of hair, or I guess a thin chunk of hair, in between here. So in every extension in between is your regular hair. So that's kind of confusing, but it makes more sense when you watch the video. A couple of things. So when I part right here, I always kind of check. You always want to make sure that you leave enough hair. You know, you wouldn't want your extension to go right here, because then your hair isn't going to be thick enough to cover it. So you'll see that in the video, but yeah, so I actually have mine in a ponytail, and you really can't tell the difference. But yeah, so that is how this is how I put in my tape and extensions. So keep on watching. Okay, to start off, we're going to part our hair. Because I have an undercut, my part is kind of in the middle of my head. But either way, you want to leave about an inch or inch and a half of hair beneath your first row of extensions, so if you pull your hair up into a ponytail, you can't see it. So what I'm going to do next is take that little piece of hair that's in, or chunk of hair that's in front of my ear, and separate it, because you don't want the extensions to be too close to your hairline. Now I'm going to do that sandwiching motion I was talking about in the beginning, where I'm laying down the extension, putting the piece of hair over the top, pressing it down, and then taking the second extension and taping it over the top of that, sandwiching the hair in between the two tapes. So it's important to keep combing your hair throughout all of these steps, because you don't want any tangles or knots to get in between the tapes. It's super painful to comb out a knot that is plastered in between two pieces of adhesive. So I'm going to keep doing the same thing along this row, which I think is about 4 or 5 extensions, and then I'm going to go to the next part. The thing is, everybody's placements will be different. You could look on YouTube and there's lots of videos where the placement is the same, but I've tried some of those placements and they don't really work well for my hair type, because I have pretty thin hair. I don't need a lot of extensions. So kind of make a judgment call and put extensions where you want them to go, where you feel your hair needs a little bit extra or to be fuller, but be aware that you don't want to place them in an area where it's going to show. So when parting my hair for the next row, I'm not going to show you actually putting the extensions in the row, but I kind of just put about a finger's length above the extensions, and that's where my next row would start. I'm kind of showing you here. And you just kind of play around with it and figure out where you want your extensions to be. So this is where I decide not to show the rest of the extensions, and that's kind of it for how I install my tape and extensions. Sorry my hair isn't down so you can see what it looks like, but I realized that I didn't film an intro and outro for this, so I had to do it really quick. But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe. I post videos, and I'm trying to post them more often. And go ahead and check out my other videos. I have a bleaching video and when I actually shaved my undercut. Thanks for watching. Bye.